We're going to start with the 4th grade. So maybe the 4th graders could sit on the floor close so that they can have an easy time coming up, and that will free up some chairs for grown-ups too. After the 4th graders read, the 5th graders will read. Hopefully each child has a parent signed a permission slip, because this poetry reading is going to be aired on MCAT, which is channel 13 in Lower Rattlesnake. A copy will be made for the school, so if you don't have that channel and you want to see your child, we'll have a copy available to be loaned out. My name is Sheryl Noethe. I teach at Prescott. I'm with the Missoula Writing Collaborative, which is a nonprofit group that puts writers in 10 local schools. If there are any children that would be willing to sit on the floor so the adults could sit down, we'd really appreciate it. I think that there may be a few more chairs in the back, and there's 2 more chairs back in that area. So when each child gets up to read, would you please give your name before you read? And we need you to speak into this microphone for the television camera, and then I'll hold this microphone for you. And have I covered everything? Yeah. It's wonderful to see so many people here watching their children read the poetry they wrote rather than watching TV. That's our aim. So our first reader tonight will be Adair Rice. Can you hold your poem and then stand close to the microphones? Okay.
The first poem is called Ode to Black. A highway that never ends, black is the color of hate. Black is the darkness beyond compare. It is life, my life. It is fog. The sky is black at night. It is the sea beyond and below. Life is black. Ode to the color black. A young guitar player. A young woman seated playing a guitar in front of a gold-framed picture. No, she is playing the piano, and if you look closely, there's a wine glass on the piano. The tune of the guitar fills the home with the sweet melody of the piano. Like 2 sisters, they play a duet in a house that is so big that a tune from a guitar sounds like a melody from the piano. The lace maker. A needle goes through a soft silk. A curl goes into the young girl's eyes. She blows away this curl and puts it in her braid. As she strokes the soft silk, she hears her sister playing the piano. She works on the silk. She tries not to make a mistake.
Thank you, Adair. Our next reader is Jamie Stoll.
Mapping my mind. My mind is a massive network of tubes and tunnels. Don't get lost. It's a factory, busy, busy. Only I can control it. It is too massive to find anything in it. You must memorize it. I know it well. I spend all my nights annoying my parents by telling them my ideas so I don't forget. But they always do. I've wasted many good ideas on them. I can't rein in my mind. It gallops out of control, running swift and free. I wish I could run like my mind, but I have 2 gifts. Many swift people don't. I can express myself through movement, and I have a way with words. My mind is graceful. It is a moon dweller, not a sun dweller. It is scared of the dark, but even more scared of the light, because in the light you can't scramble over things while your enemy bumps into it awkwardly. The secret of a house. Come into the house and see a little girl staring at a picture. I think she is my grandma's daughter who died when she was born. She didn't get a chance on earth. I give her a chance in my mind. She sits on a swing in my backyard, but it is not quite the same. The apple tree is bigger, and a wooden swing sits that girl. The swing is coming off the apple tree, and there's no swing set in sight. The weed patches and orchard, the luscious grasses, and little places with trees surrounded with flowers. It's a jungle too beautiful to imagine. I go inside. There is my grandma, younger. She is pregnant with Uncle Rick. And my Uncle Stoney probably wasn't even starting to develop. She was beautiful sitting in the parlor laughing with my grandpa and her mom while sewing and having tea. She calls in that girl and makes her sit down and sew. I look outside. My dad is still swinging the swing, even though she is not in it. Suddenly there is noise. Everything had been quiet until now. I heard my grandma talking. She said, "Lydia, dear, you will go now. I will tell everyone you died when you were young." Lydia started crying. "Hush," my grandma said. I wonder, is that what really happened? I wonder why, if it did.
Robin Wallace.
My first poem is called Dreams. When I dream, it often seems that I am rather scared. So when I sleep, I seem to peek out the things that I'm going to dream. I like toys, bears, stars, and much more, so that's what I do, so my dreams aren't so bad. Happy Plum. Happy Plum makes me feel like a star in the sky. It is fair as a lilac and bright as a plum. Happy Plum is my color. It is pale as the moon and bright as the sun.
Connor Seidenschwartz.
This is my first poem, Pink Pajamas. Abraham Lincoln's pink pajamas bounce up and down, laughing and joking. Crazy pink pajamas bounce around his house, dancing all night long, waking up other clothes and throwing them down the stairs. Every time the pink pajamas fell down the stairs, they would laugh and finally stop and go up the stairs. February, the pink pajamas, after a while, finally gave up, and then up arose giggling ghosts of the pink pajamas bobbing up and down, heaving socks out the window. Then they fell down the stairs. It was February 28th, even though they thought it was May. Joking all night, Abraham Lincoln arose to see joking pink pajamas. He cannot believe. All of a sudden, the pink pajamas fell. Abraham Lincoln went to sleep. Then the pink pajamas started dancing. Kindly, the pink pajamas gave a patch of them to aardvarks. Leaving Lincoln's house, they went to someone new and became Andrew Johnson's pink pajamas, making socks go down the stairs instead of throwing them down. Napping on shirts and the dog, they fell asleep all night long. Only the pink pajamas laughed so much, as no one could before. People finally gave up the case of who threw the socks down the stairs. Quietly, the pink pajamas laughed so hard they fell to the floor. Really loudly, they fell to the floor, snickering as they went around the floor. The president sold them to Ulysses Simpson Grant. Very quietly, the pajamas threw socks down the stairs. Walking on the animals, the pink pajamas fell to the floor. They played xylophones all night long, laughing all night long. You better watch out for the pink pajamas dancing around the house, zipping around the house, throwing socks down the stairs, laughing all night long. This next one is called My Soul. My soul is emerald green. It is as fast as a rocket engine and as slow as a two-toed sloth. It is food and water, color and weather, explosions and holes. It is heads and tails. It is smiles and frowns, words and cows. It is as soft as a cloud, but as wet, not as wet. It is as quiet as a blade of grass, but even more green. It is light as a feather, but maybe lighter. It is as bright as the sun and as happy as a smiling bubble. And as and as free as a flake of snow. It is as fun as a ball and as boring as a nail. It is as small as a grain and as big as a planet. But my soul is mostly me.
Our next reader is Jason Mitchell.
This first poem is called My Dog. My dog is like a wolf stalking a moose, only it is a squirrel, barking like a madman, licking my face after we play. My second poem is called Aragon. A blue wall tumbling over, remembering the weight of night. As an Aragon spaceship is suddenly gone, Aragon watching the sun melting away to a dark, stormy night, raining, lightning, hail, thunder. When will it stop? Help, let me see the light, see the sun. Don't let me stay indoors, let me out, now. It is only midnight, yay, it's morning. Oh, man, it's still raining, the sun is out, yes.
The next reader is Clara Minershagen.
My first poem is called The Young Woman with a Water Jug. She looks sad and lonely and scared, like she is a piece of glass waiting to be shattered and broken and swept and put in the trash and taken away, like she is a bird separated from all other birds and used as a slave and a servant. Like her father is a king and coming to pick her up and take her to the palace so she can take over the land and become a queen. Like she is a mouse waiting to be eaten by a cat, like she is an insect waiting to be squashed and scooped up into the trash, but she knows she is not. She is just a maid to be ordered by everyone and hated, and to talk only to the animals as if she understands them, and she does. My second poem is called Iggy. Quiet as a river running across my bedroom in the night. Silence all around me, kind of scary but also comforting. Shh, if you hear our iguana running circles in his cage, running round and round, laughing as he goes, it is unusual to see him running round. It's like he's in his own kingdom. Iggy running softly, gently, and laughing as he goes. My third poem is called Jade Smoke. Jade is like smoke and apples and rain, deep sea green and eels and sand. Smoke is like fog. Oh yes, it's jade smoke. Knock if you please, eat some sails if you dare.
Our next reader is Lizzie Hamlin.
My first poem is called Big Medicine. In the light of the moon, a beautiful white bison walks wobbly on four legs. It is a newborn. Its mother guides it to the water hole. As its mother drinks, it looks at the moon and a peaceful feeling comes over it. 2 years later, the same bison walks over to the water hole, this time no longer guided by its mother. He has grown into a beautiful creature. Above him, he sees a future. Below the past, he wishes what he had never seen. He sees a world full of pollution in an old pop can, beer bottles, and a plastic six-pack holder. He even sees a exhaust from a snowmobile, and a prairie dog suddenly pops up and scolds him. Then Big Medicine trots back to his herd and turns back and gives one long gaze and walks into the past. My next poem is called A Friend. A friend is what I call a blue jet, taking off, helping me when I'm sad, dodging like a bluebird, celebrating with me when I'm happy.
Wonderful. Thank you. The next poet is Riley Summers Flanagan.
called Mapping My Mind. My mind is a place where I am. It's where my imagination is. My mind is where I live on a ranch, riding horses and herding cows, taking care of animals, watching dragons, climbing hay bales, and making tunnels, walking with dragons, holding ducks, cats, and rabbits, playing with dogs, running through fields of wheat, training lambs, milking goats and cows, playing soccer in fields, climbing in forests, fishing, swimming, running, laughing, playing, riding manticores and unicorns, chasing foxes. But I fear one thing, hurt. But all of these things come from one thing, my mind. My next poem is called I Come From. I'm from soccer and skiing. I'm from death and life. I'm from stories and books. I'm from imagination. From Ford trucks to huge ranches. I am from the highest mountain peak to the smallest lake. I'm from friends and family. I'm from Clue to Monopoly. I'm from the Hollow. I'm from willows and hideouts. I'm from Wishbone to National Wildlife. I'm from dragons, manticores, unicorns, DJs, trolls, gremlins, and aliens. I'm from mice to dinosaurs to whales. I'm from Nike. I'm from pets, dogs, cats, gerbils, ducks, rabbits, and fish. I'm from reptiles and mammals. I'm from fish to birds. I'm from best friend to sister. I'm from basketball to baseball. I'm from skating to sledding. I am from forest to field. I'm from horses and cows and wolves and donkeys. I'm from Helligate. I'm from pizza to snowballs. I'm from rollerblades and hot chocolate. I'm from teachers and vets. I'm from dead logs and snowy days. I'm from things. I'm from me. And my last poem is My Soul. My soul is an elephant stopping through a deep jungle with its herd. My soul is colors, all of them, jammed into a huge fire. My soul is a blizzard, running. My soul is horse's fur, soft but rough at the same time. My soul is Africa and Antarctica, but Australia too. And my soul is a dragon, not grown but not a hatchling. My soul is an alligator swimming through a swamp. My soul smells like a roasted pumpkin pie on Christmas Eve. My soul is a whale, always hungry.
The next poet is Eddie Colston.
What I'll miss. I will miss my Nintendo 64. I will miss the great taste of candy. I will miss my pets. I will miss my room, especially my bed and my toys. I will miss my house and my family. I will miss sports, especially basketball. I will miss fire and... What the heck happened? Oh, okay. I will miss fire and water. I will miss the smell of gas and smoke. I will miss everything, even bad stuff. I am from food and candy. I am from rock and roll. I am from all sports, especially basketball. I am from soda. I am from video games. I am from Gum World. I am from Nikes. I am from computers. I am from animals. I am from theme parks. And I am from Missoula, Montana. I am from traveling. I am from cartoons. I am from TV, cars, and telephones. I am from all seasons, especially summer and winter. My soul is a metal dog swimming in the water. My soul is a Subway sandwich singing rock and roll. My soul is rain when I'm at home and sun anywhere else. My soul is a jungle with the animals. My soul is a hyena laughing like crazy. My soul is at the beach. My soul is in the night. My soul is a tidal wave crashing on the shore. My soul likes to do stunts. I remember when I was locked outside with a big storm. I remember when I was in the sled dog and my dad screeched his tires really loud and we almost hit an ambulance. I remember when I went to school for the first time and I was so nervous I couldn't stop laughing. I remember when my friend and I were on the trampoline and we thought we were flying when we were really just jumping to the other side. I remember in my dream I was just flapping my arms and I flew up to the ceiling. I remember when I cracked my head on a cement fireplace and it hurt so much it didn't hurt.
Thank you, Eddie. Our next reader is Chanel Julian.
My first poem is My Soul. My soul is a ranging butterfly flying into the world of rivers and flowers. My soul is every color that ever heard of. Life it shall live forever and tree, but me I shall be only 1 minute. My soul is love and care, never harm. My second poem is happening in the mind. My brain, like a machine, it runs 24 hours a day, yapping if it thinks too hard. My mind explodes in air. Bear. Head is the shape of my mind. Wrinkly, big wrinkles. Yellow air is trapped beneath my skull. Inside my brain, full of math and science, social studies, and reading. Nothing can stop it. Going, it popped a screw. I'm wild. It talking over me. Stop me, help me, put my screw back down. Cool, thanks. Oh, good, you are in my skull sleeper. My Lord, you are a bright child. Like my mom, I find now. My third poem is Etude. A dance so grace and a dress so elegant, the color of life and the park. I could go to heaven just to see the world of Etude. The color of rivers, the color of the world of life and love. My third poem is Sherbert Ice. Ice in the ocean, on the sea, it's the color of me.
Our next reader is Maddie Sokolowski.
First one is My Soul Is. My soul is a bundle of colors. My soul is an old box of old memories. My soul is myself swimming in the dark blue. Big medicine. In the long grass, a buffalo stands with the sun on his back, the only white buffalo in the whole herd, hoping the Indians would not come over the dark mountains to kill him, just like they killed his mother. Looking up at the sky, thinking of his mother, he remembers when his mother falls to the ground. They skin her. They take everything except the bones. Then they dissolve and sink into the ground. And there the rest of the life. The white buffalo fell to the ground except one. That was the last time the Indians came over the dark mountains.
Good job, honey. The next reader is Annie Haas. Sorry, Annie.
My first is The Lily Pond Green Harmony. The moss-covered bridge holds the secrets and footsteps, the misty green trees and water. The humid air and the pearl breeze dances across the silky water, leaving ripples never to remember. The sweet smell drifts to the hovering bridge, only to keep going on in my memory and dreams. The moss stalks the jagged bridge, only left to the spirits who made their last mistake there. My second poem is called Poetry. Poetry is like an untouched song, holding on to a gingerly breeze, swaying in my mind to remember my childhood, like falling leaves on a September day. Poetry touches your heart and brings a hole right through it. That is how strong poetry really is.
Our next reader is Zach Thompson.
My first poem is Ode to My Cat. Odd, don't you think? Eating tuna. Odd, my cat likes hair. I think hair would taste yucky, but cats eat hair, I guess, and I still can't figure out why we eat tuna. My second poem is My Soul. My soul is a collection of history. My soul is like a museum full of history. My soul is a tree engulfed in flames. My soul is a Boy Scout camping forever. My soul is the world.
Our next reader is Miles Olson.
Okay, my first poem is Opal Basil. Opal basil is gray, darkish color, a misty, foggy morning indoors during a storm, reading a book that makes no sense when cars drive by and splash our mailbox. At lunch on a rainy day is a hot tortilla with hot sauce. Then the wet dog comes indoors and smells like old rotten cheese. And we drink cocoa to warm us up. And then we all watch a movie and lay down to bed. My second poem is, doesn't really have a name. Ode to my imagination forest, I guess. Ode to purple grass. I like purple grass. It grows in the past. I like purple grass. It will always grow in my imagination. Ode to yellow trees. I like yellow trees. They will grow in the present. Yellow trees will always grow in my imagination. Ode to red bushes. I like red bushes. They grow in the future. They will always grow in my imagination. Ode to my imagination forest. My imagination forest has brain plants, purple grass, yellow trees, and red bushes. They will always grow in my head.
Our next reader is Mark Thompson. I'm sorry, Mark Thomas.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, my first poem's gonna be like an ABC one. Okay. Alligators bang cans doing every funky, gross, hyper thing. I jinxed a kangaroo named Louis McIntyre. No one pays quarters to read stuff to be about Valentine alligators. We extra them, yucky from Zanzibar.
That one? Yeah, I love that one. Here's the mic. You're doing a great job.
Okay. This one's called Vacation. I love when I go on vacation while the car drives down the road. I listen to the music of my Discman, watching dust devils in the farmland, picking up dry dirt and growing and growing and growing, until they finally just drift away. But in the winter, I watch the snow drift across the freeway. But sometimes mirages sit in the road. But when you drive up to them, they disappear. And you have to be careful of weird people on the road. That's how we got hit by a moving van. This is what happened. Bang, bam. He didn't care. The man in the moving van drove away. Our new van drives smoothly. So be careful of the man in the moving van. He's not very smart. The end.
Wonderful, Mark. Great job. Mark Thomas is Kara McElnay. McElnay. Thank you, Kara.
My first poem is My Secret House. This is where I used to live. It was a farm. Start walking, you'll find a house made out of rocks. It is 202 this year. It is a colonial house. It has vines all over the side. Walk through the big blue door. Below you are bricks. Go straight and turn right and then right again. Is the kitchen. On top of the cupboards is a shoe that a colonial kid used to wear. Oh, I forgot to tell you, there are 13 rooms and there's 5 fireplaces. You get out of the kitchen and go straight into the laundry room. If you go in there, there's a part of the floor that you can pick up. If you do, you can fit in the hole. There's water and pipes in it. You can get out of there and go straight. Sheryl, turn in the dining room. There's a huge fireplace and a pot that a colonial people cooked with. Go up the stairs and turn right. Then turn left. There's where we put 8-foot tree. There is still enough work. Another fireplace. Turn right. Here's where my dad works. He works on a computer. There's the third fireplace. Turn right and then turn left. Open the door. You step onto the balcony. You can see where the barn and a willow tree, a field of corn. You step back in the hall and turn left to my mom and dad's room and a dressing room. You can go upstairs. There's my dad's room, a rec room, the bathroom, and my brother's room. You can go into a little room where I can barely fit. You kick the side, and there is a very hot room where you can cry. My second poem is I Remember. I remember when my brother and I had a house had just left the house in the freezing air. Then we walked through the cornfield for a little while. Then we came to the train tracks. I looked around. There was no trains coming. So my brother and I started looking for hard ice. We played on the ice for a little while, but on the next chunk of ice, my brother went first and suddenly crack. My brother fell in the ice. I asked him if he was okay. He said no. So I ran and got my dad. I woke him up and we ran down the stairs through the cornfield and to the spot where my brother fell through the cold ice. My dad picked up my brother and carried him back through the cold air. When we got back to my mom, my mom warmed up a big bowl of hot water and a warm cup of hot chocolate.
Thank you. Good job. Our next reader is Lindsay Noethe.
My first poem is called Ocean. When I'm at the ocean, I feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere. When I look at the fish, I feel like I'm on another planet. But now I'm back at home. I saw a movie about the ocean the other day. I remember when I saw the stingrays and the lionfish. The octopus put me in a daze. When we went to the touch tank, there were the starfish. I missed the ocean. My second poem is called Flathead Lake. When I'm at Flathead, I feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere. Today we were at Flathead. We're all on the dock, just our family and our grandma and cousins. All of a sudden, JJ jumps into the lake, then Ed, and then me, and now Brittany and Lauren. That day we swam till 10 o'clock p.m. Then we roasted marshmallows, and then
went up to our cabin. The next day we got our raft and rode out to Bird Island with my dad. We came back and got a motorboat and we drove around. My grandma said it was time to go to the big fort for the art show that my mom was in. It was so hot, the people were jumping off a small bridge into the lake. Later on, we went back to our cabin and swam all day. My third poem is called I Am From. I am from a family of 4. I am from Yugoslavia. I am from Missoula. I am from Bark Bark, Tweet Tweet, and I am from skating and skiing. I am from Great Uncle Coocher Jump. I am from swimming and piano and snowman. I am from basketball and snowfalls and snowball fights. I am from the ocean and I am from flowers of all kinds. And I am from Montana. I am from school and I am from reading. And I am from friends and family. I am from TV and movies. I am from pancakes and cereal. I am from outside and swimming in rivers. But most of all, I'm from me.
Our next reader is Ashley McDonald.
My rat's Snowball. She has red eyes and she's white. She's my favorite pet. I take her to the park. She plays and runs around. She likes to play on the hills. And then we go home and she wiggles around before she falls asleep.
Well, thank you, Ashley. Our second to last 4th grade reader is Ryan Schutte.
My first poem is called My Favorite. My favorite kind of dream is a flying dream. When I'm up in the sky with the snap of my fingers that's up and away, I can zip and zoom and soar and dive. There are so many things I can do in the sky. And my second poem is my mind. My mind is like a jungle of thoughts, good, weakness, and memories, ran by the power of spirit, will, lesson, and memories. And my last poem is poetry. Poetry is fun, poetry is good, poetry is bad, poetry is strange. Poetry is sometimes hard, poetry is very easy. Poetry is sci-fi, poetry is action. Poetry is imagination, poetry is an experience you won't forget.
And now our last 4th grade reader, Patrick Carter.
I'm gonna do a poem called A Dream. Where am I? I wonder to myself. There was an orange glow all around me from the sunset. I stared spacefully out into the world from the top of the cliff ledge. There was no sign of any other human. I stared spacefully. I started pacing back and forth. My footsteps echoed all around. Then I stopped. I could still hear footsteps. Were they my own footsteps still echoing around the cliffs? No, the footsteps seemed to be coming closer. I whirled around and started looking. Then my eyes stopped on the lion basking in the sun. It started walking toward me. Then suddenly I knew I was dreaming.
I left out 2 4th grade poets. Dave Messer will read next.
Oh to my dog, she hates dangerous things.
like cars and injured people when they are in a car accident. Sometimes she eats odd things like garbage and stuff. My mom said we have to get rid of that dog. Yes, we do, because we're moving. Not yet, Mom. Not yet, okay? Dad, will you let me keep her? Please, Dad? Please? No, son. We're moving. I know. Let's go. Hold on. I have to say goodbye. My next poem is Blue Heaven. Blue Heaven is a place where people go when they die, and God comes and get them and goes to heaven. And when they get up there in heaven, God lets their soul go, free to jump and play and live their free soul. And every year, God called them to ask them if they want to go back to earth. But only one person said, God, I'm the one that, yes, I do like to go back to earth, he said. God said that, what's your name, Sonny? My name is Nick. I'm the one that wants to go to earth, he said. God said that you will have to go next month. A job in 2022. If I had a job, I would work at a pet shop. I would take care of the pets and make sure that the pets have a good home. And while they're at the pet shop, I will take really good care of them, and I would let them walk around. And if they are hungry, I will get them some food and water and a pillow to lay on. And if they want to walk, I don't care. If they go and walk just for 1 hour, and I will go and get my van and load them in the van, and we will go to the park so they can exercise.
And our final fourth grade reader is Julia Yeager. I'm sorry, Rachel Yeager. Oh, I'm sorry, Rachel.
My first poem is called Poetry. When I start writing a poem, I think of a picture. The picture just bursts out in my mind. I feel an opening, and suddenly the opening fills with words. The words go through my pencil and onto the page in a big jumble of words on the paper. It just fills the paper with a mixed up nothing that makes sense. My second poem is called The House I Dream About. First, you go up 10 stairs, open the door, and there's a hallway. Now go down 3 rooms, and there's a pink door. Inside a little room, there are 3 more doors. Open the second door, and there's my favorite room of all. The ceiling is slanted upward, and the bed is big and fancy. The closet is filled with old, beautiful dresses. Let's go back to the hall and go to the door at the end. Go inside, and there's another house, or at least there was last week. My last poem is called My Soul. My soul is a fish. It loves cold water to swim. My soul is a bunny, gentle and soft. My soul is a kitten, happy and playful. My soul is a brown bear, serious and proud. My soul is an elephant, big and full of spirit.
Thank you, Rachel Yeager. Our first fifth grade reader is Whitney Tolley.
My first poem is Where I'm From. I am from Moonlight Spot. I am from Sour Milk. I am from No Television. I am from old 70s music and alternative. I am from Big Spiders. I am from Dusty Couches. I am from long showers. I am from vacuuming the living room. I am from painting fingernails. I'm from babies. I'm from Eat Your Broccoli. I'm from Those Are I Am. The next poem, it doesn't really have a name yet. My world, my place, my time, my imagination. You say to me, what are you doing running like that? She comes closer as I run fast through the forest. My mind thinks, don't look back, don't look back. So I do anyway. Red eyes gawking at me, see-through. It could burn with anything. Nothing could stop me now. As fast as I'm running, I stop. I feel cold hands on my shoulder. On its feet, it wears shoes. On its legs, it wears jeans. It's my sister. The next poem is I Believe. I believe in ghosts that you cannot see. I believe that if you kill a spider, you will have bad luck. I believe that TV is a waste of time and knocks your brains out. I believe that we will all go to heaven. I believe that dreams take you places. I believe that you can go under waterfalls. I believe God created the universe. I believe that if you make a wish, when you break the V of a turkey, it will come true. I believe.
Our next fifth grade poet is Ashley Taylor.
My first poem is My Little Sisters. My little sisters are a pain. I myself don't like them. The rotting foot in front of me reminds me of the sisters I try to ignore. Little sisters are like thunder when everyone in my house is trying to get to sleep. So there's my story of sisters. I don't like my sisters, and you shouldn't either. The little sisters I have jump on me each time I sit down. Round, round, spin, spin. Now they're gone. Whew. My second one is Telephone Booth. Hi, I'm the telephone booth. Nice to meet you. As you can see, I have no one at my booth. No, wait, someone is coming. No, just my imagination going off with me again. Here comes the dog, knocks off the receiver and starts howling in the phone, and I think I'm going deaf. Then day comes, the line is longer than man itself. I'm famous again, and I'm not deaf. Deaf. Then dark comes, I think I see a mirror. Seems like night is a lot longer than day.
Our next reader is Katie Merck.
My first poem is I'm all kinds of poem. I'm an excited poem, a sad poem, a happy poem. I'm a glad poem, I'm all kinds of poem. I'm a quick poem, not a slow one. I'm a short poem, not big enough to be a tall poem, but someday maybe I will. I'm all kinds of poems, but a few am not, like a still poem. I am a poem, always moving. I'm not a boring poem or a quiet one, but I'm a running poem, an upside down, sideways, upright, tilting and falling poem. So I guess you could say I'm all kinds of poems. My next poem is Mom. She is my love, she is my happiness, she is my mom. She makes my day great. She lets me be who I want to be. She is my mom. She takes care of me when I am sick. She is my son. She is my mom.
Our next fifth grade reader is Corina Ambrose.
My first poem is Novel Images. Birds flying in a shield, not right at all. Especially doves should not fly in and on a shield. No one should or nothing at all should. It's just right. Have you ever seen doves doing that? Immediately when I saw the doves, I laughed at them. My second poem is I Believe. I believe that I have had millions of lives in the past. I believe that a space never ends. I believe in life on other planets. I believe my grandpa's next book will be as good as the rest of them. Like Undaunted Courage and D-Day. I believe that I can see into the future. I believe my mother can read my mind because she can always tell when I'm lying. I believe that they have superstitions for a reason. A black cat could bite you, if you walk under a ladder it could fall, and if you break a mirror you could get cut. If you step on a crack you could trip, and if you open an umbrella in a house you could poke someone's eye out. I believe if your mother tells you something, you'll believe it's true even if it's not. I used to think my neighbor was a witch because she was never home on Halloween. She was never home ever. Now I know she's a witch. I used to be afraid of sleeping in my own bed. Now I'm afraid of taking my dogs out in the alley at night because I'm afraid someone's going to sneak up behind me and murder me in the night. I remember when I was little and all my friends were afraid of thunder and I'd keep on asking if they heard it. They'd get really mad at me for saying it, and the last thing I was afraid of was my dreams, but that was when I was really, really little.
Our next reader is Tess Ronig. Do you want to hold the mic or you want me to hold it?
Okay, my first poem is called I Believe. I believe that horses can whisper to people. I believe in killing spiders. I believe in scaring my little sister. I believe you can do anything if you try. I believe there is a God. I believe that my mom can read my mind. I believe that people should love horses. I believe that people are born lucky. I believe that breaking a mirror will give you bad luck. I believe that my third grade teacher is an alien. I believe that in peace on earth. I believe so many things that I can't write it down. The second poem is called Foyer Part of Horse. Stone, hard cold stone. The ancients used to ride me through the sky. That time I was real, really real. The gods riding me to the sun. The snowy cotton clouds were the jumps. That was the good old days. Then came Hades, awful Hades. Master died and went to Hades. I turned to stone, cold stone. Then my third poem is called Mitzi. Jumping around and licking my face, knocking me over and sitting in place. The runt of the litter, but she is tough. Chocolate brown and white marshmallow, she looks more like a painting than a dog. Digging into her little lane, she'll bury her toys as a game. When she gets in trouble, she gets so depressed, looking like a dying cow. But loving her family is what she does best.
Our next reader is Rebecca Nadelson.
My first poem is called Friendship. Friends are a cozy blanket in the cold winter. Friends are a comfort in times of need. Friends are kind. Everyone needs a good friend. My second poem is called Mother. Mother, who is so kind and understanding. Mother, who is so patient and just. She is like the sunshine that beams down, giving hope and new strength. Mother could never be cruel. She is wonderful, the perfect cure for anything seemingly uncheerable. Mother is a blooming flower that never gets up on the wrong side of the bed. When she is preparing a meal, no matter what it is, the whole house is filled with a scent that is more tantalizing and delicious than at a king's feast. Mother can do no wrong. My mother smells like hot gingerbread and summer roses. Her eyes are like a clear blue sky. She is grace that would make the very best ballet dancer in the world look on with envy. My mother is as sweet as an angel in spring. My mother is to me the very best mother, and nothing can change that. My third and final poem is called Poetry, Magic. Poetry is an enchanting sixth sense. Poetry lets the imagination free to fly joyfully to the wind. Poetry holds no doubts or misinterpretations. While it may talk about such things, it holds back no truths of any sort. Its very name contains an undeniable ring of truth and understanding. While writing poetry, one is filled with a sense of magical peace, found only when putting down their thoughts, good or bad, diligent or lazy. One can find new skills and talents through poetry.
Poetry, no matter how written, has an emotional, beautiful, and heartfelt core, filled with cherishable light and feelings discovered elsewhere only in the most private of places. What a great and powerful thing poetry is. Without it, even the smallest and least intellectual creatures would have no peace and happiness, only torture, and the greatest and smarting beings would fade into the darkness of unestimable agony. For poetry is a part of everyone and everything. We all need poetry. Protect it.
Great job, Rebecca. Our next poet is Parker Vakulik. Vakulik. I'm sorry. Do you want to hold it? Do you want me? Okay, real close to your mic.
My brain is in the shape of a soccer ball. The biggest part is soccer. The other parts are school, friends, TV, putting the toilet seat down, movies, wanting to drive a car. That is my brain. I am from eat your vegetables. I am from go outside and play. It is nice out. I am from get up. You are going to miss the bus. I am from whiny little sisters. I believe in aliens. I believe I was something before I was born. I believe if you die in your dream, you will die the next day. I believe there should not be war. I believe every big conflict should be settled in a pool game. I believe that dangerous sports are better than not dangerous sports. I believe that when you are about to die, your life flashes before your eyes. I believe in so many things I can't write them down.
Wonderful, Parker. Thank you. That was Parker Vakulik. And Vakulik? Vakulik, okay. And our next reader is Claire Addis.
A summer morning. I wake up. Sun is seeping through my window and door. I hear the bird's sweet song outside the fresh summer morning. I hear my sister rustle below me. I sit and rub my eyes with a flush. As I move, the bed creaks. I climb down my ladder, trying not to make a sound, but still it creaks. I leap onto my carpet with a pricking sound. I creep out my door and step on a step which whines at me in a very soft tone. I tiptoe across the warm sunlit floor to the door. I crack open the hot screen door to find my mom sitting on the porch chair writing in her journal. I believe God is always with you. I believe that someday we will live in peace and harmony. I believe that moss is fairy carpet. I believe that you should never give up hope. I believe that no person or animal deserves to die. I believe that if there is no other life in the universe, it's just a waste of space. I believe that each and every person should do something to make the earth a little nicer before their time is up. I believe that pennies are truly lucky. I believe the Carpathia should have got there faster. I am the lonely cry of the summer loon. I am the knowledge of all paleontology. I am the mud inside my grandmother's great maple tree. I am the pattern on the turtle's back. I am the tart taste in blueberry pie. I am the warmth of the ocean sand. I am the sweetness of my fat peas. I am the old worn-out brick on the tattered road. I am the crisp snow in Robert Frost's poem. I am the salt in the depth of the ocean waters.
Our next reader is Brett Addis.
My grandpa's skin is soft. He takes tiny steps to go lay down on the floor and take a nap. He sets his hearing aids on the windowsill and lays his head on the yellow pillow. His blue eyes wink at me. My grandpa and grandma's house smells like food is always on the stove. He had a name for everybody. For my sister, peaches and cream. For my cousin, dumplings. And for me and my sister, the little blondies. I loved my grandpa's smile. He is like a sunny day. He wears a suit on Sunday, and my grandma wears her pink flowery dress. On regular days, he always wears suspenders. He has lots of soft wrinkles. He reminds me of the sky now, because that's where he is. When I am trying to fall asleep, I pretend I am floating in my bed up to the dark blue starry sky. My bed is whirling around in the air. When I look over the edge of my bed, I see houses, and one by one the lights in the houses shut off. It seems like the whole world is sleeping, so then I fall asleep. I believe there is life on other planets, in other galaxies waiting to be discovered. I believe my life was not planned out for me, but I am supposed to make decisions along the way of life. I believe the earth will blow up in a million years, but life will still go on somehow. I believe that there is gold at the end of a certain rainbow. I believe in heaven everyone is playing checkers and drinking hot cocoa. I believe dreams are meant to be forgotten. I believe gumdrops grow on trees in magical places. I believe time never stops and it keeps going to be made into history. I believe space never ends.
Our next reader is Erin Garnis Holmes.
Okay, my first poem is I Believe. I believe that war is wrong. I believe that everyone should try to be funny. I believe that people should take advantage of everything. I believe that Jesus and God are real. I believe in the sea monsters all over this. I believe that 7 is the lucky number. I believe that water is a hero of personal problems. I believe that life is half a, 1/4 luck and 1/4 skill. I believe in reincarnation. I believe that humans evolved from rocks. I believe that copying is okay. I believe that there is no point in life. I believe money is not something that should be. I believe elders should respect younger people. I believe that cars are diseases on wheels. I believe that Scott Fargo would be an excellent pirate. I believe in Mother Nature. I believe that opening an umbrella inside is bad luck. I believe that running into screen doors is a bad sign. I believe a lot of other stuff that I don't really want to say. Thank you for listening to my lift to the police. My other one's called Telescope. It's an eyeball enlarger, a big glasses lens. If you look at it backwards, it's smaller times 10. It's what the detectives use, only bigger by far. It's a star-stereo radar. It's how stars get annoyed. It's a vision booster, but blurry up close. It's what you call a telescope in a very different pose.
Our next reader is Emily Anderson. Colin, if you will look back in the files with the class names, you might have some poems. Yeah, you can hold it real close to your mouth now.
Once in a while. Once he's here, then he's gone. But when he's here, it's fun. Jumping, running, rolling down the stairs, hiding. But then he leaves, then comes back. Tinker, tinker, radio blasting, goes back to school, comes back with the fuzzy beard. Looking. There are many ways of looking, from the inside out, from the outside in, from their personality, from their reactions, from their point of view if they're lonely or happy. People deserve another chance. Missoula. Missoula is a place of happiness, rivers, trees, sunlight, birds, flowers. That is the good side. Missoula, cars, horns, dog barks, yelling, screaming. The annoying side.
Wonderful, thank you. Our next reader is Mara Horst.
My first poem is Geckos in Hawaii. Good night, Mom. Good night, Mara. She closes the door. I buckle my imaginary seatbelt. Get ready for the dream of your life. I was in Hawaii. I was running away. From what? Then I heard it, the soft sound of a gecko stepping on a stick. I ran harder. I could hear them coming closer. Then suddenly I remembered I had a pair of wings in my backpack. Still running, I took them out, buckled them on, and tried to fly, but no, I needed the potion. I drank the potion. Yum! I looked behind me. There they were, a group of tiny geckos chasing me. Then I woke up. Camping in Yellowstone. Dark in the woods. Sleep, sleep. I wake up. Rustling bushes. I look out the window. Ah! A grizzly bear. Ah! Petrified. Trying to wake up Leela. Only sleep. Awake. Check the car. Frost on the windows. Big bear prints, tiny bear prints beside. Poetry. Poetry is a happy feeling or a sad feeling in you that you write down. But my poetry is different. It has my feelings in it, my poems in it. My poems are a mix between me and adventure. The adventure is my world that takes me far apart from the real world. My world is exciting. It has 3-inch tall people and I am their queen and I take good care of them and feed them ham and eggs. The eggs are from their chickens and I cook the eggs.
Our next reader is Marion Halsell.
I believe you should never step in a circle of mushrooms for fear the berries might capture you. I believe that you will keep your eyes crossed long enough, they'll stay that way. I believe that if you stop dreaming, your life will be a bore. I believe that if you stop wishing, nothing good will happen. I do not believe that if you swallow an orange tree will grow inside of you. I do not believe in jinx. I believe that people can believe in anything they want.
Our third to the last reader this evening is Laura Van Der Eet.
I have a name for my first book. Poetry is the sparkling ocean. Poetry is a magical potion. Poetry is something I can't even say. Poetry is a rose I smell every day. Poetry is an adventure in a huge jungle. Poetry is just a big jungle. Poetry is the best of the best that anyone can write.
Our next reader is Bobby Jo McGillivray.
My first poem is, frogs are nice and cute. They are green and they have bumps on them. He jumps up and down to get a fly, but he doesn't get it. Poetry is cool. On some, you can let your mind go free. Everyone should love poetry or like it. To me, poetry is a game too. Rhyming is not important to me in poetry. You could rhyme, but not me. I don't rhyme.
Our last reader, unless I've missed someone, is Colin Bean. who raced across town after a piano recital to make it here. Do you want to hold it or you want me to hold it? Okay, right up by your mouth. Hold it first.
I believe that if you're good in this life, you'll come back as another species. I believe that the man in the moon is a Russian who was left behind in a secret mission to take over the United States. I believe my dog can understand the words walk and go, and she has memorized the sound of the rattle of our chained dog leash. I believe that Kellen is going to crash a stealth bomber and cost the government millions of dollars. I believe Andy is strange and empathic. I believe that if you step on a crack that has a crack just after you will jam your toe into it. I believe that Matthew smells. I believe that, yeah.
Thank you, Colin. Have we left out any poets? Thank you so much for coming and making this such a big event for the Prescott Writers. I'll take your poem. If you'd put them back on the folder, that would be great. Or just give them to me. I'll make sure. Good job.
Will we get our poetry tomorrow?
Yeah, oh, Vicky is such a wonderful, wonderful. Thanks for coming.
Channels are going to be on.
It's going to be on Channel 13?